Well, welcome back. It's time for another episode on Finding America. Well, we're going to start this off with the permission I got a couple weeks ago. And I actually want to show you a picture of the house that we got permission to hunt. Now that house is gorgeous. It's a Victorian. It was built in the year 1900. Now when I got permission for hunting this place, I had no idea about the story about the place. And a local historic preservationist told me the story, and I was just amazed. Now, if you notice in the picture, that house had a 3-story tower, and that figures kind of prominently in this story. Now, the story goes there were 2 sisters back in the 1800s. They were very close, and they lived together with their father, as most women did until they got married. Well, as it turned out, they ended up getting married on the very same day. Now, the father decided he was going to build each of them a house. He was going to build one on a hill on one side of the valley and another one on the hill directly across from that house on the other side of the valley. Now, he also installed those 3-story towers. Yeah, both houses were identical. So every morning the sisters could go up to the top of that tower and wave to each other. And that way they'd always get to see each other. So once I got permission, Chris and I were extremely excited about hunting this place. It sits up on top of a hill. It had colonial and Civil War history, and of course it had been occupied since 1900 with that Victorian home. So once we got there, though, it quickly became apparent we weren't the first ones there. Whoever had hunted it before, they did a really good job. They were good detectors. And the other thing about the property, it was loaded with iron. So much iron. And luckily, Chris and I both had our small coils, so we put those on, started hunting real slow, and we found some really cool things. Well, I'm on the side of this really cool Victorian, and I'm hunting along this flagstone path on the side of the house. Got a signal like right up against one of these flagstones, and it was ringing at 12:32. Sometimes there's a bullet signal, but I dug this out, and after I started cleaning it, I realized I had a piece of printer's plate, a newspaper printer's plate. And it looks like I'll be able to read what it says. I can see grind up here, but that's kind of a cool piece. It's actually kind of curved, but I'll get that cleaned up and we'll see what it says. Well, I'll tell you what, this place is so heavily laden with iron. It's unbelievable. I've had to switch over to two-tone ferrous, running a completely open screen, and just picking out the conductive targets in between the iron. I mean, it's just a blanket of iron up here. Now, this hill has a turn-of-the-century Victorian, but this was also a very strategic position over here. And so we're keeping our eyes open for military relics, and I dug down, pulled out a few nails, and then I finally found the target I was looking for. Little round ball, but it's cast iron, so maybe some type of grape shot, but that's a good find. I'm happy to see that, so we'll definitely keep our eyes open for more military stuff. But that's what I was kind of hoping for, because this had colonial and Civil War history here. And on top of that, it's got a Victorian home, so we got 3 centuries that we can possibly find. Well, Chris is down here on the back side of this old Victorian, and hunting this hillside as it goes down. It looks like they threw a lot of garbage out here, but
good garbage.
Yeah, they lost some good stuff though.
Old garbage.
What you got there, man?
A little buckle.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a buckle.
Yeah. Wow.
Nice little patina coming through. It looks like it's enameled or something.
Yeah. Wow, it's got some age to it. That's good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's a buckle, not a brooch. But that's awesome.
Nothing's deep around here either.
Yeah, well, once you get one layer off, there might be something down below it.
That's what I'm hoping.
Well, I was up top picking through the iron. I came back down the hill again. Chris called what? What'd you call?
I think it's an Indian.
Yeah, I think so.
It's crusty.
Is it a fatty? No. No, it looks normal. Let's see what you got.
There's the back of her.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Flip her over.
Oof. That's going to take some picking to get a date on. I can't even tell. Let's see here. I see the headdress. Another 1800s coin. 1891. Cool.
Awesome. That's awesome.
We've been doing good on the Indians lately.
Definitely. This is, I think we've had 4 in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'll take them.
Yep. Well, here's some eyeball finds that Chris made. I got a nice early, I believe it's going to be a perfume bottle. And if you look, it's got that really cool triangle pattern at the base. And it does have a U.S. patent number on the bottom. So I will look that up and see if I can get a date for that one.
Look up what's growing in it.
Yeah, it's got something really strange. We thought maybe shipping the bottle, they didn't finish carving, but
James Cameron.
yeah, don't know what that is.
Aliens. And a little ceramic button. I tapped it on my teeth, so I know.
Very cool find, man.
Yeah.
There's got to be. That's pretty good. That's 4 or 5 good finds right in a row.
Yeah, that's a good little area.
Another cool little find. It's a inside door handle. Probably looking at about 30s or 40s automobile.
We're putting a car together.
Yeah, we've got a lot of car parts.
One piece at a time.
I'll show you the area we're hunting. The Victorian is up here, and then they had cut a road around the back of the Victorian, a little access road, and we're starting to find a lot of dump items up on this hillside. Like I showed you, there's the backside of this thing. So I'm actually hunting in the road. You know, you just, like I say, you have to think out of the box a little bit, and most people will not hunt in a roadbed. But this one's nice and soft and easy to get down, and I got down by 6 inches. This was ringing up 1238, and probably one of the prettiest and fanciest little burners I've seen. It's for an oil lamp. Could be a stand-up lamp. It definitely has a very ornate pattern on it. So pretty interesting color too. So I'll get that cleaned up when I get back, and but I'll put a picture of it up right now so you can get a better look at it. Well, next signal was the 1220, and I popped the plug, and Chris came over to show me something, and I got back onto the hole here, and I'm like, whoa, there it is. Just sticking out there. It's the end of a fork or a spoon or something. It's pretty old. Let's see if we can...
Oh yeah, look at that.
We have had so much spoonage lately.
Insane.
Maybe I got another spoon spill? I don't think so. Those don't come along very often. Well, Chris got a big high tone, and
39. That almost maxed the thing out.
And yeah,
It's cool looking.
he got that, whatever it is. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's threaded.
On
and,
the outside, yeah.
we have no idea what that is. So, anyone knows what that is, feel free to leave your suggestion in the comments below. That's you never know what's coming out of the hole, that's for sure. So, still on this road bed, and I got a 1245, and I have dug 4 of those so far, and everyone's been a ball jar lid, but not this time. Just shows you, don't give up. Got another 1245, and sure looks like silver to me in that hole. I have no idea. Called Chris over, he was around the corner just a little bit, and we're gonna unveil it here. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a mark. There we go. You can hopefully see it in situ there. and give it a little squirt. Looks a little chalky. Oh yeah. And it looks like 1941. And it just shows you. And this place has been hit very hard. There's like no high tones up top around the house, but just gotta try to find places where other people haven't hunted, and looks like it paid off.
Yeah, a little 16 on there.
16 on his Equinox.
Yeah. It's got some kind of design to it. A little, maybe half of a compact or a lid of some sort.
Yeah, it appears to be a compact.
A little piece of
a little better picture here.
ceramic in there.
It has some design to it. Just continuing on this roadbed that wraps around the hill below the house here, and got into some real heavy shale. I had to break it apart, but got down there and I got a nice little pistol ball. We'll have to. It's not a bad little find. Well, I was continuing on this road, and as you can see, I can tell where they dropped the coal off for the house. It is just full of coal, but in that coal, I got a 1231 signal, and I've got a fired musket ball here, so that's pretty good too. Well, Chris called me over. You got more cutlery?
I got a fork this time. A lot of spoons and forks.
Yeah, now we just need the knife.
Silver plated. Avon plate. And there's like a 1/2 or something.
Huh. Yep.
That one's usable though. Throw it in the dishwasher.
Not my world.
And this I found earlier. It's the handle to some kind of cutlery. It's missing the badge, but it's bone.
That's pretty cool.
See the
definitely has some age to it there.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Up here in the side yard, got a 1223, and finally got it out of there. A little bucking ball. Definitely period. So pretty cool find there. Well, I was just hunting here on the side yard of this old Victorian. I actually squeezed out a coin tone. It was about a 1242, 1243. Pretty deep down there, and scooped the dirt out on here. And I thought I had a buckle or something, but I don't know. It has some gold plating on it. I have no idea what it is. It definitely has some age to it. I don't know. I'll clean it up, see if I can figure anything out, but I don't see anything distinguishing on it. But definitely has some age to it. Well, still working this side yard in the heavy iron. Just going slow, trying to pick out good targets out of it. And I dug down and this popped out. I got a shot weedy. Someone must have been target practicing with the 22. And I can see the date on this one. It's 1937. So we find these from time to time, and they're always pretty cool. I'll tell you what, that slow swinging with the small coil working the iron just paid off. It was weird though. I got a signal here, and I actually pulled 4 square nails out of here. Checked the area again. I couldn't believe it because I had a pretty good dime signal, 1245. And as you can see, I have that out, so you know what's in the hole. I have silver right down there. And I don't know what it is. I think I saw a wreath, but we're going to find out. Well,
I do see the wreath.
Yeah, so we're going to do, oh boy, it's pretty good shape. There you go.
It's an O.
Oh my gosh,
it's
it is.
Freaking New Orleans.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Let me get it turned around so you guys can see it, right? Hold on.
Yeah, let me get on there. Oh, that looks good.
Alright, so anyway, we have a New Orleans mint mark. It's a barber. Sweet. Oh my. I love that dark toning in the low areas. Oh, we're 1800s.
No.
No, 1905.
1905.
Oh, we will take that. Got another cool find in this little side yard here. It's kind of choppy, but it came in pretty clear. It was like a 1237, which is low wheat, high Indian zinc range, but pulled a big nail out of here, and I knew that wasn't going to be it. And it was sitting here in the dirt, and I pulled it out, and I think I got a Colonial cufflink. And it has a pattern on it. It's pretty cool. Seems to be intertwined circles with something in the center, but that is way cool. And you can see on the back where the pieces would have been attached for the cufflink. But it is very, very old. There's no doubt about that. So that is an awesome find. First piece of little 1700s, early 1800s. So very cool. Well, just eked out another signal. This is ringing 1010. Really wasn't expecting too much, but it's actually a pretty cool piece. I can't really tell you what it is, but it's very ornate. I did brush it, clean it up a little bit, and let me show you the backside here. It's not a pin. I don't know. It was part of something. That's about as close as I can get. Part of something, but very cool, very ornate. It has a tab down there, so I just don't know what it attached to, but very cool piece. Well, after about 5 hours of some seriously hard hunting over there, we'd made some great finds, but we were ready to move on. But I tell you what, I always remember that house and its story. So I had to figure out where we're going to go next, and luckily in a town not too far away from that town, I've got a permission on an empty lot over there that I hunted about a year ago for an hour or two. Made some good finds, but for some reason I hadn't made it back there. So I told him about it, and I said, let's go on over there and check it out. And man, I'm really glad we did. Well, Chris called me over, and I think he has silver. Oh, babe. All right.
Another diamond. Looks like maybe Merc on the back. Oh, yeah.
Yep, another Merc. Oh, nice.
Nice. I don't see any mint mark.
Yeah.
So, let's see if we get a year on it.
That wasn't even deep, was it?
Maybe 3-4 inches.
Wow. Now, Chris got another coin here.
Yeah, I was trying to see where it was in conjunction with the Merc, but
that's not too far down, about 20 feet.
I didn't clean it up too much, but 1911 weedy.
Well, that'll work.
See some green coming through.
Yeah, I like finding early weedy. That's nice. You can see the date was very good. Yeah, it's going to clean up nice.
Yeah.
I got a nice 1241 signal. Yeah, it was pretty good depth, about 5-6 inches, and got it out of the hole in the dirt here. This thing really wipes clean, but I got myself a 1927 Wheatie. You have to pardon the train behind me. Oh, this is pretty cool. I got a 1223, which could be just about anything. It's a little bit higher in the pull tab. That is about 4 inches down, but I got another lead bale seal, just like the last video. And just like the last video, I got a Southern Railway bale seal. That's pretty crazy. Except this one is a style that says SORY. The last one I had was SRY. And on the other side, I believe it's got 3/141. But yeah, another lead bale seal for the collection, and we're right next to the Southern Railroad tracks behind me. All right, well, going along, and got a 1244, pretty deep. I'd say about 7, could be 8. It's pretty nice, and I was putting the dirt from the hole onto my cloth. I finally got it out of the hole, and I can see the edge, and it's sitting right there. And yeah, it's silver, but it was really deep, so I'm really kind of curious to see what it is. All right, man, The moment of truth. Will I get another barber?
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh my lord. I hope so. Nope, I think it's going to be a Merc. I can see. Yeah. That was a deep Merc. Ooh, that's pretty, huh? They're all pretty.
Nice, yeah.
They're all pretty. Oh yeah. 1936.
30s again, huh?
Yeah, you got what, 38?
38. They're getting
Awesome.
older.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
Sweet.
All right, man. Ooh, not bad.
No, it's not.
Chris hit it again. What do you got, man?
Another Indian.
Wow.
I think I gave her a little scalping. Get out of the sun. Or
in the sun, I guess.
In the sun.
Yeah.
1890, I think.
Wow. That's 2 for you today.
It's not too bad. It's been a while since I got 2 Indians in a day.
Yeah.
Nice greenie on the back.
Yeah, I think that'll clean up pretty nice. All right, man. That's awesome.
Cool.
I'll tell you what, 10 minutes after Chris got his Indian, I got a 1236 and I had to go pretty far down there to get it. And I finally got it out, and there it is. And yeah, I think I got an Indian too. This one's gonna need some cleaning, but I see the wreath on the back. And boy, this thing is really chunky. Wow. It's hard to make out anything on this. So, let me work on this a little bit, see if I can get anything to show. But I might have to wait till I get home. But either way, you'll see it in as best of condition as I can get it in. But I'm happy with that. We had a heck of a coin day today. Wow, I had to call Chris over here. I went down like, I don't know, 9-10 inches, scooping dirt out, and I finally got it. I see the edge, and I don't even know what this thing's crazy. It's I don't know, let me see.
It's not another fob, is it?
No. Wow. Dang, it's got some writing on it, that's for sure. Wow, I can make out some stuff. I'm going to brush this off, and I will be right back and give you a better look at this. This thing looks awesome. It looks sort of like some sort of travel bag, but I mean, it's heavy.
Oh yeah, it's the handle.
Yeah, it's a handle of the bag, but it's got a bunch of writing. Let me get this cleaned up, and I'll be right back with it. Holy moly, when I got this thing brushed off, I was like, this is crazy. It says 9th session on top, and then it says Grand Council. And then it's got this crescent with Tennessee, and it says UCT, and it kind of reminds me of a Shriners emblem, but over here it says May 25, 26, 27, and the year 1911. That is crazy.
That's going to be a killer research project.
Oh, I'm going to love looking that one up, but you can see the size of it. It's big. I'm not even sure what they would have used it for.
Yeah, maybe off a ribbon or something?
Yeah, it's that is so cool, and that doesn't appear to be anything on the other side, but I'll work on that side when I get home. But okay, that's fine of the day for me. I love stuff like this, especially when I try to learn something about what the heck this thing was made for. Alright, that's awesome, guys. Oh, such a cool find. And believe it or not, you can see the shadows. It's end of the day again. So what a great way to close my day off. Now that was an incredible piece coming out of the ground, but I imagine you probably had the same reaction that I did. What the heck? I could tell they had a Grand Council meeting in May of 1911, but that was about all I could tell from that. I had no idea what UCT was, who they were, what it stood for. But I did a little bit of research. In 1884, 6 gentlemen met in Columbus, Ohio. They wanted to start an order that would be both a fraternal and an insurance society for traveling salesmen. And that order would become known as the Order of the United Commercial Traveling Salesmen of America. Now, they also decided they wanted to operate it as a secret society. And the rituals of that secret society would be based on what they called the secrets of the travelers. Now, and during that time period in the late 1800s, early 1900s, fraternal organizations were all the rage. And they were no exception. They really got into it. The highest ranking members of the organization were known as the Ancient Order of the Mystic Bagmen of Baghdad. Now, that's a mouthful, but they went all out. They wore Arabic costumes and they put fezzes on, and they even marched in parades. Now, one of the main goals of this organization was to improve the reputation of the traveling salesman. And one of the things the members had to vow before they joined was that they would always defend the character of womanhood. And they also had to vow that they would never violate the chastity of womanhood. Now, among the other goals, of course, the main goals also were to provide insurance and support for the traveling salesman as he did his job. They had insurance benefits, they had death benefits, and they also had benefits for the deceased family in case he died while on the job. Now, this organization was huge. It was all over the country. Every state, every city, they had meeting halls everywhere and thousands of members. And it's amazing, I just had never heard of them. And I'm so glad I found this medal because now I know the background of it. And if anyone asks you, do you know what UCT means? You'll say, of course, United Commercial Travelers. Well, that was an amazing day for Chris and myself. And honestly, metal detecting doesn't get much better than that. We got to make some incredible finds. But on top of that, we get to learn about an amazing story in one town. And later in the day, we go to another town and find a relic of a secret society that was a total secret to us. And we got to learn the history behind that item and behind the organization. It's just an awesome hobby. Now, I hope you'll stick around for just another couple seconds. I've got some historical photos coming up as usual. Remember, history always makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here on my channel, Finding America.